What's up, YouTube fam? It's Dark Angel's Journey. I'm Shakira. Hey, so I thought we could take a look at yesterday's, you know, price action based off of my morning analysis. Honestly, the first trade that I saw actually ended up happening later in the day, and after I did the whole calculator thing, and I was like, yes, beautiful, mwah. And I wanted to get in at a specific, set my limit order, set it at the 0.00809 size that I wanted to make sure I had my 1%. Then I learned quite unceremoniously, y'all, that these exchanges have limits to how small the lot size needs to be. Like if I, for example, I was trying to take that on ETH and I can only go as small as 0.01, which blows my mind. And for Bitcoin, 0.001. That's at least for BitGet. Other exchanges might have different numbers, but that really hurt my heart. So that really kind of messes with my risk management feels. But that means that if I'm limited by that, then I need to adjust my calculation settings to, what would essentially, get me to that 0.01, right? Lot size, um, approximately. So it looks like maybe it needs to be like a 1.1 or a 1.2 or something like that. Anyway, so let's take a look at what was happening yesterday and let's see what we can get into today, because price is finally into my demand area and it's stalling there. So let's see if sometime today we get some reason for it to go back up, right? That sounds like a good time. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Let's have some fun. All right. All right. Now, if I'm looking up, I have my other screen up top, so that's why I'm doing that. I'm gonna make myself super tiny. I guess that's tiny enough. Okay, good. And this way, with both screens, I can see, and then what happened yesterday won't happen again because two screens. All right, so let's take a look at what was happening, right? So we were in this range, right? And we deviated out of it a little bit here, there, and then we were down here yesterday, right? So this kind of made itself its own little mini range. I think I've deleted it. Anyway, this is like its own little mini range. So I believe on what I was waiting for yesterday, let me zoom in a little bit more because I don't know about you, but I'm blind as a bug. It's on the 1 hour, right? So I think I was on like the 15 minute or something looking at it, and it made this lovely morning star. So I was like thinking to myself, beautiful, get an entry here. It's at the base of this, and then write it up to here, right? With my stop loss, below here somewhere. And that would have been a nice 1 to 277. And it did beautifully, actually, after it stalled a little bit. But then it did that lovely. So something I'm still working on. Whenever I get into trades, is not the trade that I'm looking for specifically, right? So I've realized that things that I really enjoy trading are the morning star. When it comes to candlestick patterns, it are like the morning star, the evening star, bearish and bullish engulfing. For now, that's pretty much what it is, right? So when I saw this at this level that price had been stalling at, I was like, all right, so this is probably a good point for me to get back up, because when you think about it, this is a support resistance area right here, right? So the fact that it is that gave me a lot more comfort, and generally I was expecting this. We had two options, one for it to go up, one for it to go down. I was personally expecting it to go up because, sometimes when we come down to these little areas, if it coils back up into that space, when it gets closer to the end and hangs out, most likely it's going to, go back up, which is what it apparently did. And then if we look at Bitcoin, I wasn't watching it because the movement for Bitcoin has been, again, should probably change the colors on these so they're a little bit brighter on my do this. Yeah. So you can see the range is in, and whoops, do that. Whoopsie, didn't mean to do that. I meant to move the range up here. So you can see the range that it's been hanging out in as well. And I honestly didn't see diddly squat for it. I guess this small tiny move before it dropped down again. Again, two options, boom, boom. I consider this the accumulation, manipulation, and then this is the expansion phase where it actually went where it wanted to. Now, what's happening now is that we have this juicy break here, both on BTC and Ethereum, right? So I'm going to go back out to the 1 hour. All right. So now we have this break and there's a potential for price to come back up. So what I'm going to do also, just to be clear, I was waiting for this liquidity to be hunted. Look at it. Boom, boom, boom. Beautiful. I was asleep because was I asleep? 7 o'clock. I decided not to trade. My headache. Anyway, missed that action. Really? This is at 8 o'clock? No way. Right after I closed the charts out. Okay, whatever. It happens. All right, so now that we've we've got this break here, and I'm gonna go ahead and clear out all this other stuff because it's done and dusted. It's old news, old predictions. We're done. All right, so that's all gone. It's all used up. All right, so what do we have? Let's bust out to the 4 hour because actually let's look at the daily, and that's, it's a good way to continue, keeping us in check, right? In terms of where we are. So we're stagnant. Let me clean out everything. So we're stagnant right now, with everything else, down is king, you know. And are we? Well, I'm probably going to clean this up a little bit, the ranging and all that jazz. So let me, in order to, let me remove 21 drawings. Okay. So let me see if there's anything juicy happening. That's a matter of me cherry picking, right? Yeah, so I'm not going to bother with that. But do we have anything on the downtrend that's forming? So let me make that red. And sometimes, this is just for me to be aware that this is happening. I mean, on like a stronger trend on the higher time frame, right? So let me make sure that's good. All right. And we haven't confirmed this yet, right? We've hit it once, twice, 3 times. Okay. So right now we are currently doing, I guess we could say, what am I looking for? If we wanted to make ourselves a little thing like that. And I'm gonna go ahead and make this bottom piece, since that's as low as we've gone, as high level things. That way I don't have like a ton of stuff to focus on here. All right, so on the daily, price is here, and it looks like we're hanging out in this general vicinity. In terms of price structure, look at that. It's like a double top. Wow, it's just like pure, it's just consolidation. Looks like an M pattern. I guess you could consider it a W pattern. Retrace back to here. Big consolidation here, and we're in a bigger consolidation here on the daily. So it's still lower high. We just haven't made a lower low yet. All right, so on the daily. So I'm still thinking we're going down, but I'm I'm gonna be expecting something down to like 1,073 or something like that. Anyway, so going to the 4 hour. So, I mean, if we're gonna be real honest here, see, it's supposed to be like that, do that. Okay, so from a ranging perspective, since we are in a range, let me get the bottom piece. Okay, good. So we are in a range, a bigger range on the 4 hour. Let's make sure, right? So we've got a bunch of touches here, touches here, touches here, here. So we're still ranging, you know? You adjust it like that. And down here, down here. Now, if I were to be even more conservative, like the bottom range could be like here because we have more touches, right? Boom, 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 boom. 11:55, yeah. So I'll leave it like there, and then these are like the deviations and stuff. All right, so coming down to the 1 hour, so we are in the upper part of this range at the moment for Ethereum. You've just made this break, so if we're gonna follow price action specifically, so we just made this break, we're hit the 50, then perhaps we'll come back up to this area here and then continue on down to the next area where price liked to stop, which is about there, and then come back up to the 50 and then continue down to the rest of the range. If we're gonna be going down, I'm yelling timber, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, so I'm going to be looking for, since this is where price stalled last, and we've got some nice confirmations of the level, approximations, because look, you know, price dropped, retraced, dropped back to it, continued up. Dropped, retraced, dropped back to it, went up. So that's what I'm looking for here. So I'm going to do that SR area right there. And I mean, let's think about what we have in the general vicinity, right? We have this break. We have this big order block right here, right? Which is engulfing because it's the green candle. Well, let me see. Hold on. Because there's all these tiny ones. Honestly, forget about the order block because it's in this general vicinity. We also have this imbalance right here and the one below for them to come back in and eat. Let's bring that out into that general vicinity. So we have SR imbalance. We've got the order block. All right, so some kind of retest. So I'm gonna wait and see what happens with price. Give me something juicy because we're again at the center, an area where price has come into. If they're gonna continue on down, then you know we're expecting something like just like when it came here, retraced, retested, and then busted through. So for here, then I'm looking for it to pop back up, retest, and bust back down. So we'll see how that plays out. And let's look at BTC. Let's also clean up a little bit because sometimes I get really like confused. So let's go out to 1 day. Okay. So look at this. We are, yep. So, I mean, it's just major trend down. Down she blows. And we are in a we're in a big range right here, it looks like, and we just broke out of it. So we'll see how that works out. Let me remove this alert because I'm going to be reassessing myself. Because I think it's best to reassess. Like, don't get stuck in your own assumptions, right? All right, so if we were to look at this from a ranging perspective, let's see something like that. So yeah, so it was in this range approximately, boom, 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 yeah, approximately. And it's broken out of the range, right? So on the daily, so there's a potential for it to come back up eventually and retest this big imbalance up here to be eaten. Nice. So now we're in this much smaller range on the daily. So let me go ahead and do this. And Try to get it, make sure it touches as much as possible. Same for the bottom. Okay, approximate. Let's just go into the 4 hour and see what that looks like. So we have the bigger range, but we care mostly about the one that we're living in at the moment. So let's see. Whoopsie. Can't zoom out. What's going on? Did anything get stuck or something? Huh, weird. It's not letting me. Huh, weird. I should be able to zoom even more, right? Not letting me. Did I lock it somehow? Nope, okay. All right, so we're in, and actually we can even be more precise, right? So this is the like daily range of the 4 hours. Let's get rid of that. Let's focus in on where we're at right now with price, right? Oh, is this the 4 minute? I am so sorry, guys. That's why it wasn't. That's why it wasn't doing what I thought it was. All right, so on the 4 hour, let's focus on what price is doing. So we've been technically going up, right? From this 1500 level, right? So I'm going to do this approximation right there. Boom. So make sure I'm looking good. Okay. All right. So we've been going up, right? It's tested, no candles closed below it until now. Oh, this is the 1 hour. How did I get to the 1 hour when I wanted the 4 hour? Guys, I'm losing my mind. Let's go to the 4 hour. Okay. So on the 4 hour, I just want to make sure I have a good idea because we are most definitely ranging, right? So we dropped down, broke back up, and now we've just kind of been hanging out this general vicinity right here. And I'm learning about ranges, so I'm trying to use them so I understand what the heck I'm doing with my life. You know what I'm saying? All right, so we got 1, 2, 3 confirmations. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is the general vicinity of the range, right? So right now we're at the very top. Oh, nice. We're at the top of this range, right? And for this upward thing, we just broke below it, right? And oh, look at that. Like that would have been a beautiful reason for me to go short from here, right? At least on the 1 hour. Because where are we? We're at a point where price retraced back up to, at least all the way up here. Does it coincide? Approximately, if I make it really wide, right? But looking like maybe the trend, since we've been on this little mini uptrend for a little while. How long has this been going on here? 16 days, like a slow grind upward. We made this lower low, higher low, finally made some sort of high, weak higher high. Still a close above, slight close above, weak. So because it's so weak, I would have been like, heck yeah, let's go. Because we're in a spot where price has stalled before. And I don't have any imbalances super close by to make me feel super, super terrified about it. All right, so let's go to the 1 hour. Go back to the 1 hour. Let's take that off. All right, so what do we have? All right, so they came and ate most of this imbalance. Let me just mark off the fact that there's still a little bit left of an imbalance to be eaten. All right, and they ate all of this liquidity. Boom, boom, boom. Beautiful. And now we are stalled, actually, the way I had it originally. So this is the 4 hour range. So now we have this smaller range that we're playing inside of as well, looks like. Yeah, so we have like a smaller range that we're playing inside. So if we want to like simplify life, we can focus on the range that we're working with for the moment. So take that one out. and work with the range that is currently in play. Okay, so that range. Okay. All right, so deviation, deviation, deviation. Now, will this be deviation? Okay, because we just busted through the 50 of this thing. And let's see. So right now we are at a point that price came up, retraced back to last time, right? So this general vicinity right here. And let's go back and check. So, nice SR area for BTC. So now we need to wait, right? Because if this is going to continue down, and again, we've eaten more of it. We still have the remainder of this imbalance to eat below as well. So let me just make sure I'm aware it's there, right? And a tiny bit of this one all the way down here at 16,332. So still some areas to work through, right? Keep these in line so that when I get down to the lower time frames, they're still visible as to what the heck they are. All right, cool. So what we have here is a nice juicy break, and we have this big green candle as an order block, right? Order block. Then we have this going up, retrace. Are we looking at a QML as well, potentially? Let's see, do these all align? So if I do this, it's got an imbalance attached to it, so that gives us a nice supply area. Then we have this big consolidation. This might be our QML next to this break. Let's see, the Quasimodo stuff, QML. All right, and then we're also in a mini SR area as well. How fascinating these things work together. Look at that. And so all these things coinciding, I would be looking for some sort of short from somewhere in the middle of this thing, right? And then, set my stop loss somewhere above there, and I'll be aiming for this imbalance. So hopefully for a 2 to 3. But again, I could also be looking for a nice long going back up. But I need to see what the candles are telling me. Right now, they're telling me nothing, so I will do nothing, and I might just wait for this setup. So when we come up here, I'm gonna go into a lower time frame and then see what it's telling me, right, for an entry. So for example, let's see, what's a good example? Yeah, so let's use this as an example. We had this break right here. We had this demand area imbalance. So you would have wanted to, you were looking for a long, right? And it did go up, right? So you would want to come in here and go into the lower time frames, and let's hit the replay button and come somewhere about here. And then let's go down to like the 15 minutes, right? I'm finding I like those candles a lot, right? So you're looking for a thing going back up. Prices come down into this general vicinity. So now you're looking for something that tells you that it's gonna, go to the moon or whatever folks say. Silly thoughts. Any case, so let's look through what these candles are saying, right? Lots of manipulation here. I mean, gross. And then lower high. They're just chugging along sideways. Like I said, I like morning stars, evening stars, bearish, bullish, engulfing. Those are the things that make me happy, right? So do I see any of those things forming? So not really. I mean, here's a bullish engulfing. and it's in an area that price has pulled back to, potentially. If I entered here, I would have to put my stop loss under here for obvious reasons. Okay, so let's say we didn't do that. We're waiting and we're waiting. Okay, so now this is at the end of this, the bottom of this range, right? And here is a big, ooh, oh, the zoomy thing is right here. Yeah, that's ugly. Okay, so we have this big. We had a long time, right? At least for what I want to see, right? Looks like, but we see this big bullish engulfing. I mean, it engulfs these guys, that guy. Doesn't quite get there, but that's like one, two, three, four, five, six. Yeah, six candles that it engulfs, right? So then, in my mind, we're in an area where price likes to come back, right? And we've done a lot of manipulation down here. So maybe that this is the time where I'm like, cool, I'm going to take this up to the other end of this, right? With any luck. And let's see, on the 15-minute, give it a little bit more room, maybe below that guy. What's that, a 1 to 2? Okay. And then we press play. Oopsie, can't see. Zoom in. So I don't know how long this actually would have taken, right? So we see this making a higher low. We've entered in back into the 0.5, but we still made a higher low. Finally, some kind of semblance of a higher high, and then voila, there you go. So from a range perspective, like if I'm going to take this, knowing that I'm in a range, I'm waiting for something here to go up there, and something here to go down there. I mean, it sounds simple, but yeah, pretty much. In any case, let's get out of that. We have, ooh, looks like there's movement. Ah, there it is. Getting something juicy. How much more time's left on that 15-minute candle? 3 minutes? Okay, so now we're getting what I want to see for a potential, um, to go back up. Now I'm getting confirmation that they're not trying to come back down. We've made a higher low on the 15. There's 3 more minutes. So this candle right here, engulfing, is the candle that will make me very happy to enter for a long. I'll put my stop loss below here. And while I'm waiting for this thing to finish, and I will ride it back into the area that I'm expecting to get a short out of. So about here. So that'd be like let me just make sure this thing is set up properly. It's like, oh, one risk. Oh, that's wrong. 1%. Okay. Risk is 1%. Da da da. All right. So now I need to see. All right. All right. We're getting a little movement. That's what I'm looking for here. Okay. So we need to close above. So what's this? BTC? Is ETH doing the same? Let's go to the 15-minute. Okay. Yeah, ETH is doing the same. It's engulfing that guy. All right, so that's what that looks like. So we're coming up. So let me set up limit order. Actually, let me get to the calculator. Ooh, it's going up there. It's going up. It's probably going to come back down to retest and continue back up. All right, live action here. Let's get to the calculator. Okay, 59 seconds left. So since price is hanging out here for the most part, can we actually like bust into this nice green candle? Let's say I want an entry somewhere. Let's see, I want to write it back up to here, right? So let me get my tool. So let me see if I can get an entry. Live price hung out right there. And then write it up to, I don't know, 1700. And can I do that? It's not perfect, but let's see. And the 50 is coming down. So the 15-minute, yeah. Okay. Let's see if we can't ride it back up to that after this break right here. And then, okay, so let's see. Let's do this properly, right? I'm doing BTC for the moment. Right here, 16,760. I need my ATR to be sure. ATR. Okay, so the ATR currently, okay, why not? Maybe calculated about this. All right, the ATR currently is, why does it do that? Sometimes it just comes in all messed up. It doesn't tell me the numbers. Okay, so the ATR is, what is that? About 30? Okay. So 30 minus, is it going to continue up? Looks like it might. 16,760. So 16,730. Okay. So stop loss is 16,730. And then I want my entry to be right around here where price is hanging out. You doing? It's up here. So 16,810. 16,810. 16,810, and I want my exit to be 17,000. Okay, 0.01 and 0.1000138. Can I keep this at 1%? Approximately. Okay. 0.0125, and that would give me a 22375. Okay, let's do it. Let's do 16,810. Might have missed it. But this is what I'm talking about. Like, I could have done a market order and waited, but I'll do a limit order, follow my process. 16,810. Because if it goes up, it's going to come back down, touch the area again, and then continue on up. It's the margin for 202. 810. Right, so set my stop loss at 16,730. And my take profit at 17,000. Okay. All right. Cool. So what is that? What is the percentage? So let's see, quantity of USDT 0.001. Okay. All right. Let's do that. Okay. Now let's go check out ETH and see what it's doing. Similar scenario. I'm seeing a bullish engulfing. So let's see. I would like an entry for a long right around here where price has been hanging out. And I want to go to the last place price stopped, which is about there. And I need to calculate my stop loss. So if I use this guy, 12, 19, 81 minus, let's get the ATR in here. ATR is 417, 4.17, 1215, 64. Ultimately, okay, so 1215, 64. I want my entry to be 1227.90. Let's see, 1227 and 90 cents, and then I want my take profit, and I could have missed it, like I said. to be at the last area. So 1253.27. 1253.27. All right, and that's a long. This should be 9.226 approximately. 1%, 0, so that can't be right for that one. That's too much, so 1.5 almost. 1.1, 1.11. Let me see. I'm just trying to get it to the 0.01. So I know how much I'm actually risking percentage-wise. So it's 1.3, 1.4. So about 1.4. So about 1.4. Yeah, so about 1.4. So the risk to reward is 1.4 to 2. I need like 2.4 for that to make sense, right? This is in the other area that price stopped at. So that would be 1261.81. So 1261.81. And that was 1215.64. 1215.64. And let's see here, it's 249, percent. Code equity available. Okay. By long. Okay. So we'll see if those orders get picked up. But I'm not going to FOMO in and rush. So they'll come back down and do what they're going to do. All right. So you got some live trade analysis in the middle of that with price moving. Yay. Hopefully whatever's going to happen happens quickly before the New York Open. Otherwise, we've seen the calculations on what I may or may not be risking on this trade. But the point is, I'm seeing what I'm looking for. So why not? Right? So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And then I'll move on and figure out the next play. All right, guys. Happy hump day. Yeah. Humpa lumpa humpa. Yeah. All right. Cool. Enjoy the rest of your day and let's see what the market does for us. All right. Cool. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like the content. Let me know what your thoughts are on what's happening here. And let me know how your trades go. Remember, everything I'm doing is just for me. It's not financial advice for anybody else. So it's just what I'm doing. And this is my journey and I'm learning. And if it helps you, I love that. All right. Awesome sauce. So you guys have a beautiful day. Shakira out.